back, and with me is Ken Hydzik, EVP of Global Sales for VoltServer. Hi, Ken.
Hi, Lisa. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Doing great.
Are you enjoying the conference so far?
Fantastic.
Good.
Fantastic conference.
Good.
Glad to be here.
Well, we're glad that you're here. So, VoltServer, can you give us a little bit of background on you, your role with
Sure.
VoltServer, and then a little bit about VoltServer and
Sure thing.
and what you do?
Sure. So I've been with VoltServer a little over 8 years now.
Okay.
Originally came on to run sales for the West region. And since that time, I've taken over as Vice President of North American Sales. And starting at the beginning of this year, I'm now the Executive Vice President of Global Sales,
Okay.
managing our entire global
Probably
sales
traveling
activity.
quite a bit.
I spend a fair bit of time on airplanes. That is true, as you know.
Yes.
As you know. So, and then VoltServer as a company has been around since 2012 when we incorporated.
Okay.
And since 2014, we've been offering commercial fault-managed power solutions to the industry commercially.
Okay. Well, we've been talking, we're here in Fort Worth, and the Electrify Conference is all about DC-powered smart buildings and low voltage and PoE applications. What we did at the conclusion of yesterday's program was to take a tour of the Sinclair Hotel, which VoltServer was very involved in.
Yeah, yes,
worked
we were.
very closely with Farouk, just an outstanding project, and we're so thankful we were able to to kind of co-locate here. And you want to talk a little bit about the Sinclair Hotel and your involvement
Sure.
in in that project, because I think it's outstanding, and it's one of the reasons that we're here, and one of the reasons that we're talking about the things that we are.
Absolutely. So Farouk and the team over at Sinclair, we've worked with them for a number of years now. The genesis of that was starting with the Sinclair Hotel, and really kind of was on the leading edge of I'll say fault-managed power, electrification within the hospitality space. If you look at VoltServer and our history, a lot of our work traditionally when we launched back in 2014 was really around in-building communications, networks at large sporting events, things of that nature. Since that time, starting with our work with Sinclair, we've really started to branch out into some other market verticals, hospitality, building electrification beyond communications, into more of the networking side of it, into more the building management systems, software and power controlled systems. So that work that we've had with Sinclair over the years continues to this day, and we've got a lot of exciting activities with them. So we're very excited to have them as a partner, and I'm staying down at the Sinclair, and I can vouch that the experience is fantastic.
It is. I'm staying there as well, and have been thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
Not only is it a beautiful hotel, but it's got such amazing functionality and technologies.
Well, and I think Lisa, one of the things that Sinclair does a really good job of showcasing is many people, when they think of fault-managed power, they think, oh, this is this great value for this, it might be a hole in the ground and it's a new project and we only do greenfield, or the application of fault-managed power is really specialized into greenfield applications. And I would counter that perception with, if you look at the value proposition and the value that fault-managed power can offer to the industry, it's actually a lot of retrofit historical buildings, brownfield type installations, where the value proposition is really showcased. To be able to go in and limit the impact of that facility is really beneficial from both a cost savings, from a speed of deployment standpoint, from a green and sustainability standpoint. Sinclair does a great job of that, given the historical nature of the building and just showing how you've got state-of-the-art technology deployed throughout it. And it really showcases some of the benefits that fault-managed power can bring to bear for that market.
Now, are you doing applications and projects globally, or are you mostly focused on North America?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because one of the things we're navigating here at VoltServer is, we were the initiators of fault-managed power solutions with what we call our LPS, or limited power solution, or limited power source solutions. They're really our IP allowed us to do early on. And a lot of those activities have led to the codification of UL 1400 and the new standards that have come out and being included in the National Electric Code. What's interesting about that is, worldwide and globally, right now the UL 1400 standard is a domestic standard.
Okay.
So the benefit that we have with our solutions is we're still able to go to the global marketplace with our limited power source solutions that are codified worldwide. So we do in fact have a big presence in Europe, in the Middle East. We're doing quite a bit of activity in those markets. So we're really excited about the growth we're seeing there. Really around industrial networking, security applications, as we live in a connected world, and we're always on screens whether we know it or not.
Right.
And
right.
I guess in some way we're helping to power that.
Well, what would you say, Ian, you obviously are working very closely with your customers. What are the biggest benefits that you think fault managed power and VoltServer in particular brings to, or what are you bringing to the clients?
Well, I think there's a couple things, and I'll speak to VoltServer specific initially. And that is the experience we bring to the table. We've been doing this commercially for 10 years. We've got a lot of experience under our belt, wide diversification of product sets that we can bring to bear for different types of applications. Okay. With specific to fault managed power as an industry, it depends on what the customer's pain point is. But I would categorize it into there's a cost savings associated with it. There's a speed of deployment, which we help project managers manage timelines. Being able to go out, deploy systems, do it rapidly is a big value to our customer base, both our historic communications customers and the industrial networking and hospitality folks. The hotel's got to open on time. Right. And so there's speed to deployment, cost savings, but there's also the sustainability aspects with the offset of carbon. I always say pipe and wire, right? You're not using pipe in this equation, it's just wire. Okay. So that offset of both expensive, time-consuming labor to install conduit is mitigated with our solution, and that can be done through, the union guys. People always say, oh, well, unions must be, they must not like you, and actually the unions love us because it helps them do more projects. Okay. We love our union labor.
Right.
So.
What would, if you had owner-occupiers that were interested in looking at fault managed power for their project, what advice would you give them in terms of how to get started and what to look for? What are those key points?
I think the key points that an owner-operator would want to look at is, first off, looking at what's out there, what's been done, the work that Farouk and the Sinclair team have done. We saw the really interesting video from the folks in Portugal that are doing some very exciting things. Going out, seeing installations like the Circa, seeing the Sinclair, seeing the Marcel, seeing these properties, how others have done it. We've got a project going in right now in southern Utah at a major resort, which what we're starting to see is a lot of these projects are a result of the owner-operators looking at what the state of the art is and what's being done, and then consulting with ourselves, folks like Sinclair and others, to say, all right, how can I incorporate the things that I want to do into a cohesive strategy to go deploy fault managed power where I'm going to reap those benefits of time, sustainability, controls, and those elements.
All right. Well, I think we're running out of time. I am really excited and interested to see what VoltServer has is going to be accomplishing in the in the near future. Hearing a lot about you guys and some really incredible projects. So looking forward to having you back. Hopefully you'll come back and visit us again, and we can have a chat and see where we are and what progress we've made.
Thanks,
Ken,
Lisa.
it was a pleasure meeting you. Thanks so much for stopping by, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Sounds good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.